Queer Little Nightmares, an anthology of monstrous fiction and poetry. Edited by David Lee and Danielle Zamparelli. Narrated by Danielle Verayo. Introduction. Monsters that conjure fear and fascination in me will always be my heroes. Vengeful spirits have every right to be pissed off. Vampires know how to have fun. And Godzilla is the monster we deserve. I've always rooted for monsters, and the experience of curating poems for Queer Little Nightmares has shown me that I am not alone in this. How loud we are when proclaiming our love for everything monster. I'm excited to acquaint you with these writers and their works. Each poem subverts the horror gaze so well that you can feel the monsters breathing off the page, as full of life as if electricity were freshly surging through the words so delicately stitched together. Like The Creation of Eve, in which Victoria Mbabazi claims ownership to innate monstrous powers. Or Jessica Cho's Declassified, in which the narrator self-interrogates what it's like to exist on the cusp of truth and imaginary. This liminal space between truth and the imaginary is where Queer Little Nightmares' poems play. They push back on the idea of monsters as fearsome and give tender and truthful glimpses into human desires and dreams. These poems beautifully dissect the heart of what it means for queer people to be, and to love, a monster. Like in Saskia Nislow's Invert, or Kai Cheng Thom's powerful pieces, which reflect on how queer origins are perceived as monstrous, but are full of perseverance. From Anton Poole's achingly desire-filled Creature Not of This Lagoon to Justin Ducharme's 75, which states, "If you don't breathe in, a person can be anything for 10 minutes. All of these poems show how nuanced contemporary queer monsters can be." I could go on for pages about how amazing each of these poems and stories is. Most important of all is how they explore the experience of coming into queerness, finding belonging when the world wants only to see us as monstrously other. I'm so proud of all these writers who bravely put the spotlight on their own monsters, and I hope that readers will find unexpected bits of themselves in these words. Thank you for picking up these queer little nightmares and peering in where others might look away. David Lee. When I was young, I spent a lot of time watching horror movies with my sisters. We watched every single horror VHS tape that we could find at the local video store that let underage kids rent movies. I remember one of those nights, during the credits at the end of A Nightmare on Elm Street, my sister told me and my cousin, Nadia, the same age as me, that Freddy Krueger was going on a tour, and he planned on visiting North Burnaby, BC, the suburb we lived in. We screamed, "No way, you're lying!" But she insisted that he was coming, and specifically coming for us. What should have turned me away from Freddy instead became the landmark moment that lured me toward him. While he terrified me as a child, he became my favorite queer icon as I aged up and came out. He's funny, loves a striped sweater, and sharpens his nails to perfection. Freddy is camp, and he loves to terrorize the popular kids in school. How could I not love him? Years later, scrolling through Twitter, I watched as users paired up Pennywise the Clown with the Babadook, calling them a queer power couple and turning the Babadook into a drag queen. While I still think the proper pairing is Pennywise and Freddy, it revealed to me how much the queer community loves a monster. Throughout history, monsters have tended to represent the big, scary other. The thing we do not understand, so we deem it monstrous. Scholars and people a million times smarter than me have analyzed this through the years. So, instead of ruminating on this topic, we thought it would be more fun to find out what the new monsters will be. What beasts lie ahead in the hands of queer creators? For the fiction in this anthology, we collected a variety of styles and voices, from a werewolf lesbian love story by Amber Dawn to the tale of
Sample complete. Ready to continue?